Custom Fitness Institute is a private fitness studio offering personal training and partner training programs to fit your schedule. CFI has created a premium workout environment for every fitness level. From beginners to competitive athletes, our welcoming facility and certified fitness professionals are here to design a custom program to help you achieve your goals efficiently, safely, and effectively. CFI also offers nutritional evaluations, physical assessments, and movement assessments. Give us a call today to schedule your free consultation. 954-999-8458. The Custom Fitness Institute is here to help you get your health and fitness journey started or to bring your current fitness level to new heights. Call the Custom Fitness Institute today at 954-999-8458.
1470 AM and 95.3 FM, the Health and Wealth Radio Network. Tune in for spiritual downloads with your host, Anna Stevenson, Saturdays at 4 p.m. WNN.
Staying healthy is difficult. What nutritional supplements should you take? What foods are best for you? What health practitioner should you see? You've got health questions, I've got health answers. From heartburn to hemorrhoids, pain to pimples, carpal tunnel to the common cold, gluten to gallbladder, and gingivitis, and all points in between. I'm Dr. Bob Martin. Tune into my Sunday talk show at 10 o'clock on Talk 1470. WNN.
Homeowners, would you like to save money each and every month? Of course you would. We all want to save more money, but how? By calling I Will Advisors, that's how, and have their expert team review your homeowner's policy. I Will Advisors will review your policy at no charge. Most homeowners never review their policy, but it should be reviewed every year. So what are you waiting for? Call I Will Advisors and start saving money. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. The
opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
You are listening to Connections, a place to learn about and celebrate creative approaches to healthcare, education, and wellness. Each week, we explore new ways that creativity can reach and connect individuals in all stages of health and wellness. Join us as our host, Bree Gordon, board-certified music therapist and managing partner with the Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute, interviews professionals, volunteers, and community members from healthcare and educational backgrounds. If you are at home or near a computer, you can join us via live streaming video at facebook.com/connectionsbyaria. We hope you enjoy the program and find new ways to bring the joy of creativity into your life and the lives of those you love. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are listening to and watching Connections. I'm your host, Bree Gordon, board-certified music therapist here locally in Southeast Florida with the Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute. If you're joining us for the first time, I'm so glad that you're here, that you found us, whether it's on our new home at 95.3 FM, at 1470 AM, or on Facebook Live at facebook.com/connectionsbyaria. If you are home and not driving and safely can be by your mobile or laptop or iPad, we'd love to have you join us on the Facebook live stream. Not only can you obviously see the video there, but we'd love to interact with you. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things through the show, and my favorite part of this is honestly just connecting, hence the name, with our audience, with our community who's listening, enjoying, and I want to learn from you as well. So you can always drop us a note on Facebook Live there. I check quickly between the breaks to see who's chiming in, or you can always call us 888-565-1470. Again, if you're joining us for the first time, thank you very much. To give you a little idea of what we get to talk about, what I have the honor of getting to talk about for 1 hour a week, every week, is getting to shine a spotlight on some incredible, creative, outside-the-box, unique approaches to needs within our community, nationally and even globally. We've had some amazing opportunities to connect with therapists and different professionals, volunteers, caregivers in Canada, in Malaysia, all over the world. And honestly, what's really cool about that, and again, why I chose this name for this show, Connections, is there's a lot more that connects us than there is divides us, which is a thing that I really like to focus on this show. So Again, we're taking a look at those creative approaches to healthcare and to education and to community building. And last week, we were talking about this idea of empowered aging. And what I didn't mention last week when we were talking about empowered aging is that May is Older Americans Month. Happy Older Americans Month, all you older Americans out there. I'm not really sure what older Americans means, but if you feel that you fall into that category, this month is for you. Every day should be for you. I feel so honored to work in a field that would be considered working with the aging population, working with our senior population. And I do feel so honored because I feel like I'm learning a lot. I'm getting an opportunity to experience culture, tradition, life lessons from a generation that a lot of my peers maybe don't get this opportunity. Just one tiny pocket of that is the fact that I've had the honor to sit down with World War II veterans and Holocaust survivors and individuals who have lived through these just incredible pieces of history, and the fact that I get to hear from their firsthand account, that they trust me enough to share that. I know I'm the last generation to have that opportunity. So I love that this is Older Americans Month. I love that I work in a job as a music therapist working with seniors with mobility and memory disorders, that I get to celebrate older Americans every day. And that's what today is about. It's also Mental Health Awareness Month, as we talked about a few shows ago. So really, we're going to kind of be talking about both of those today in conjunction, because what we're talking about is keeping individuals, how to support, promote, encourage individuals to stay home in a healthy, safe environment as long as possible, and keep creativity a part of that. Keep the creativity, and that's so important because it's bringing energy and life and quality of life to an individual. And the reason I bring up the mental health piece with that as well is because we know, those of us who either work as a professional caregiver or are a personal caregiver, or are someone aging in their home currently, that being in your home in a situation where you're maybe not part of a community, you're not able to leave your home, you have limited mobility, your family lives out of state, which is the case for many of the individuals here in Southeast Florida. Maybe you've reached an age where a lot of your peers and your spouse has passed away. Mental health comes into play big time here with depression, isolation. And so that's kind of come into conjunction with how can creativity promote this idea of mental health, of bringing joy back into your life, of reigniting fires that maybe haven't been lit for a while. And obviously, I'm going to talk about music as a part of this. Art can be a part of this. Trying new things in general, cooking, gardening, writing and poetry. There's so many things, and they don't have to go beyond you, honestly. I mean, it might just be enough to just say, I'm going to try something new today for myself, not to show the whole world, not to share with everyone, just for myself, trying something new. Again, whether that's painting or opening a new book or starting a garden or any of these things that we mentioned before, learning a new instrument, visiting the piano again. I think for those of you who haven't visited the piano for 40, 50 years, but used to take lessons, I think you'd be amazed at your muscle memory, at your musical memory, at how simply, honestly, more simple than you might imagine, some of this ability comes back to you. And not only the ability, it really doesn't have to sound amazing. If it makes you happy, that's what's important. If it brings you joy to sing along with the radio, it really does not matter if your voice is Carnegie Hall quality or not. It really doesn't matter if your piano is tuned. It really doesn't matter if your guitar strings are tuned the correct way. If it brings you joy to feel that music again, to be a part of that, I want to encourage you, if you are someone in this situation, or if you are, again, a personal professional caregiver, to bring music back into the home, bring art back into the home, bring dance. Can't believe this is the first time bringing dance up. bring dance and rhythm back into the home. So many of the individuals that I work with of all ages, not just of our greatest generation, but baby boomers as well, and Gen Xers as well, and millennials as well, shared dance as a way to bond with their families. I know some of my earliest memories are, you know what, I'm thankful to say, not really in front of the TV, and thankfully not in front of a computer or cell phone. That wasn't even an option at the time. But they were coming home and after school and after mom's work on a Friday night and putting a record on. And you know what? I knew more Led Zeppelin lyrics than I really knew of the things I was supposed to memorize of the, I don't know, periodic table at school, but that was okay. These were my fun memories that we would just dance in the kitchen, in the living room, wherever. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget how rhythm and dance, connected my mom and I from a young age. Or listening to Sound of Music over and over again. How often do we hear that? Those of us who have older Americans in our lives, older people in general in our lives, these cast recordings of Broadway musicals. Maybe not everybody had the funds to go to New York and to see a Broadway show, but that's what was the beauty of having these records in your home. You could bring these exceptional recordings, these classic recordings, these timeless songs that kids in school are still learning into their home and share those memories. And it's a great intergenerational way to connect as a family, which finding these intergenerational connections, that's creativity. That's outside the box thinking. So just a few ideas as you're looking for ways to celebrate Older Americans Month, or just to celebrate the aging individuals in your life every day. I don't think we should stop as soon as we get to June. I think that would be very sad. I think we should keep going. But maybe your commitment for May is finding one way to bring some creativity back into the home, into your relationship. And I'd love to hear what that means to you. So again, check us out on Facebook Live at facebook.com/connections by Aria. And maybe this is something you're already doing. I'd love to hear what you're already doing. If you've tried a new skill this past year or month or week, and how that's going. And if it's not working out, that's okay. What else can you do? And if not, make a commitment to something. We've got a couple weeks. Oh my goodness, we're almost running out. We're almost running out of time in May. We've just got a little time left. I want to hear, how are you going to bring some creativity into your life? All right, I'm going to bring a little creativity into this show. I like to close out our first segment here with a sing-along. And since we're talking about the importance of home, and the comfort and the joy that comes from being in your own home, I'm going to choose a song along that theme today. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. Oh, West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads. Stick around, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I'm so excited to introduce my guest to you today, Sherry Picker from Paradise Home Healthcare. We'll be right back. The Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute is a professional music therapy practice serving medical, community, and educational settings throughout Southeast Florida. With our experienced team of 11 board-certified music therapists, we use music and research-based therapeutic interventions to help individuals of all ages and abilities reach their goals and increase their quality of life. For more information on our services and programs, please visit our website at pbmti.com Engage with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or call us at 561-747-9944. Are you a music therapist or part of the music therapy community? If so, we're excited to announce Aria. Aria is a mobile app that provides tools, resources, and community for today's modern music therapist. You can plan, implement, and share music therapy interventions with the community, keep track of your schedule and contacts, and learn from other members in our community section. Best of all, Aria is free. Visit arianow.com to get started today. You are listening to Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. If you'd like to join the conversation, the toll-free number is 888-565-1470. Now back to the show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are listening to and watching Connections. My name is Bree Gordon. I am your host, and I'm also a board-certified music therapist. So we are talking about creative ways to age in the home in a safe, healthy environment. We're celebrating Older Americans Month, and one of the big goals of a lot of the professionals that I meet in our area and volunteers and nonprofit organizations that we run into is this idea of keeping individuals home as long as possible, as long as it's safely an option. And my guest today is no exception. From Paradise Home Healthcare, we have Sherry Picker in with us today. Thank you so much for being here, Sherry.
Thanks for having me. Happy Older Americans Month.
Happy Older Americans Month. Isn't this great? I mean, we don't even really know, I think, because our lives are Happy Older Americans Month. Again, we get the fortune of having this opportunity to think outside the box and think creatively to bring this joy to people in their homes, as we're mentioning, to enhance quality of life. And so you have a lot of amazing ideas on this, and we've had an opportunity to bounce around some of these ideas over the years, which has been great. Before we get into that, I'd love to just start at the beginning, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about your background and how you kind of came into the work that you're currently doing.
Well, I went to school many years ago in New York at Hunter for a master's in social work. I have a BA in psychology, and I always thought I'd work with adolescents, but I fell into senior citizens, and I've been there on and off ever since. It's very gratifying because they've had a whole life. They know what's ahead. Sure. I can learn a lot from them. But my background is I'm a native Floridian. I've lived in other places, but I'll always come back here. And I don't know, I just enjoy working with people and trying to make their quality of life the best it can be, especially when they're facing, physical and sometimes cognitive challenges.
Absolutely. And just to brag on you for a moment, if you don't mind, I see that I see that in the way that you interact, and we've connected through different networking groups over the years, and I see that in the way you interact with the community and those that you are sharing with about your services, but also how you interact with other professionals in the field. And we were just kind of talking about this out there, that when you really find like you gel with the mission, someone else's vision and mission, that I think is kind of what we're talking about, this genuine love of what you do, and really this authentic want to help people, stay safe, stay healthy, stay connected, that you support them. And you've done such a great job, honestly, of being such a supporter of PBMTI over the past few years. So I wanted to thank you for that.
You are one of my top community gigs.
Take the show on the road.
The music is just terrific. Within 5 minutes of you starting, people are tapping their feet and going, and then they ask for requests, and you put it all together into the physical therapy and then the brain. And so it's a pleasure.
Well, thank you.
It's a wonderful networking find.
How fun was the Boynton Senior Center a few weeks ago?
That was a blast. For anyone who doesn't know about the Boynton Beach Senior Center on Federal and just north of Woolbright, it's one of the most happening places in the county.
Oh, my gosh.
Especially the men's pool room.
The men's pool room, which I did not realize I was walking into at 10 o'clock in the morning with all my bags and everything. And I'm like, I think I'm in the right place. There's 15 gentlemen in a median age of 92 playing pool with their coffee. And I love one of the guys said to me, this is a good place to meet guys. It's like, Next time, I don't know where to go in Boynton at 10 a.m. Men's pool room. Oh my God, that is such a fun place. In every room, there was something else going on.
There's the exercise, there's the computers, there's the cards, and they have a lot of music there. It's just an upbeat place. So anyone that has a senior in their life in the Boynton area, go check it out.
And what's cool too is sometimes we'll set up programs and people have traveled, for that presentation. Like that's kind of the entertainment or the educational piece that they might get that day. Our group was a little upset that I was like replacing sing-along for a while. They were like, all right, music therapist, we'll let you go on for a half hour, but then we have choir rehearsal.
Right.
So they fit me in. I got them warmed up for it, but it was a really cool group.
And then afterwards, they mobbed Gigi's office, who's one of the coordinators, to see when is Bree coming back, and does she have other people at the Institute that'll come? So
that's true. They were awesome. They were so inviting.
You worked your music magic.
I did. I try. Well, thank you again for that opportunity. So, I shared just a little bit about my thoughts on this idea of if someone's listening today and they're thinking, I had no idea it was Older Americans Month. What can I do? Sometimes we think of, February for like cardiac month and October for breast cancer month. And there's lots of events going on, and there's, certain colors we wear and certain things we might do in honor of someone or in memory of someone. What are your thoughts on how could people celebrate Older Americans Month?
I guess take an older American to work or take an older American to lunch.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware. I thought it was a grandparents' month type thing. So, because in my life, I have Older Americans Month 12 months a year. Every month is Older Americans Month because I have the honor and pleasure of working with seniors mostly. So it was interesting to hear about it. I asked some of my clients and people in support groups about it, and they just said, do we get, are there coupons for it? Do we get, do we show a badge or something? I said, no, just spread the word and maybe, take your friends out or go out together, make a plan, see a movie, do whatever, but know that, this is your month, and
I like that.
Flash your ID, get some discounts. Try things you wouldn't normally try.
Kind of like a practice random acts of kindness specifically towards the Asian community.
Right.
Again, don't stop at the end of this month. We're not telling you June starts, ignore Older Americans. But this is a good way. It's always good to kind of sometimes the months are really like random. Like it's like, it's French cheese month, and then you're like, how do I celebrate that? But this is a really important one to stop and recognize, and I think it's important that we do acknowledge it. It's a month for a reason. It's because it's not something that just automatically comes to mind.
I think it's great that it brings attention to it, and that maybe some more people will get a greeting card, because greeting cards mean a lot to older people. They're not always
mail.
A little
mail.
A little email or text, happy whatever. Doesn't mean the same as a card that they can hold and reread and tuck away in their memorabilia
Becomes
drawer.
a memento.
It's a memento.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a reason to send a card to someone or take someone out or make the phone call. It's good to bring attention to it.
And I love what you said about going out to lunch, because creating memories is so important. Those actual experiences. Yeah. I will speak to my generation when I'm saying, this next thing is it's easy for us to we live in such a different world. We live in a digital world. We don't live in a eye contact handshake world, as I call it, that were some of the most incredible lessons that I learned from generations before me, my mom and grandma, and I've really tried to maintain those. But it's hard when we are in this digital space and this world that kind of brings us more into ourselves. That when we're thinking about connecting with our grandparents or with older adults in the aging community, you do have to meet them where they're at. And some creating these memories, I think there's so much value to that. So I love that you brought that up. And who doesn't love coupons?
I do.
Yeah.
And I think it also speaks a little bit to the American society, because to your generation, my generation, I'm on the tail end of the boomers, but we're kind of invisible. And older people, they'll tell me they feel invisible. If they're at a store, they don't go up to them and things. So to shine a spotlight on somebody who feels invisible, I think is a very good thing.
I love that. I think that's great. Even if everybody just chooses like one person
Right.
to make feel special this month.
Right.
It starts there.
Yeah.
It's a ripple effect though.
Whether it's someone you know, someone in your building, someone you don't know.
Yes.
Whatever, like you said, a random act, but someone over 65, 70.
People, we live in South Florida.
Florida.
This will not be
yes,
hard.
right.
It's not going to be hard for you to find someone over 65.
Yeah, you don't have to wake up super early.
Just
Go to Walmart.
go, yes. Anywhere, go to the Golden Corral. Like,
Go to
do
Corral, right. Seek them out.
you will find them in their natural habitat. No, no. Again, I think we are fortunate in that it's not hard
Right.
for us to be in a position where we can bring a smile to someone.
Exactly.
You know, and they bring a smile right back. I'm not going to act like I'm doing some great big
Right.
favor.
That's
I'm
right.
getting the smile double back.
Right.
They are my memory care groups that, I mean, you've seen this when I walk in and heads are down and people are lethargic, and by the 15, 20 minutes in, people are engaged and moving. I mean, that is my energy for the day. I am
Right.
propelled for the rest of my workday. I'm
Right.
like, I don't have scientific data here, but I bet you if I have a business meeting after a group, I'm going to be that much more geared up for it because
I know the feeling.
Yes,
it's jazzed up.
it is. Yep, and
Yeah.
it reignites. You know, we're talking about reigniting that fire
Right.
for others. Reignites my fire.
Absolutely.
It is so cool. It's amazing. Just a couple minutes before we do our next commercial break, I'm throwing one at you. This isn't on our plan here, but I know this is up your. You got it. This is up your alley. In addition to Older Americans Month, it's also Posture Month.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
you
right?
got me, Bree.
But this is something that we've both talked about
Right.
in groups when we talked about the Boynton Senior Center, and I really loved what you said, even though it made people squirm a little bit. Do you remember what you said? No.
I say many things, many wise things.
We were talking about posture and your trunk and
the
your core,
right.
and supporting your posture, and how breathing requires you to. It almost forces you to have this posture,
Right.
and then you got to keep your core strong. And you were talking about how important that is for independence,
Right.
and independence as simply as.
Getting up and down from the toilet.
Seriously, I mean, it really is. It's
If you can't do that, guess what? You either need 24-hour help or you're not going to be living at home.
right. It goes beyond the emotional feeling
Right.
of that,
Right.
which is impactful enough.
Right.
But yeah, that is a benchmark.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's someplace, and I know we're going to talk more about what you do specifically with Paradise in a moment, but it is. People will look at that, and so what are some tips that you kind of share with people for, focusing on posture and strong core and stability?
Since I do work with people that usually have Medicare, I call it a physical therapy tune-up.
Mm-hmm.
They just need to speak to their doctor and get an order for physical therapy. They can either go outpatient to a therapy center, or if they're homebound or difficult to get out, the physical therapist will come to their house, covered 100%. And it's a tune-up. They'll work on their gait, their posture, their strength, strengthening and balance. Everything, I think, after 70, 75 comes to safety.
Mm-hmm.
Most people say 65, but now that I'm closing in on 60, I've pushed it to 75. But everything really comes down to safety, and having balance and a strong core will keep you independent, will keep you upright.
Yeah.
It'll keep you safe and a little agile, and allow you to do the things you enjoy doing without, great difficulty. So besides the formality of physical therapy, just walk.
Mm-hmm.
Walk in a pool, walk in a mall, walk outside. Park your car a little further instead of going for the handicapped space unless you're handicapped. Walk wherever you can. Get a Fitbit, count your steps. But whatever you can do to move, or just do, big motion, Tai Chi, yoga, whatever.
Yeah.
You have to keep muscle tone, and you have to keep the oxygen going to your organs and to your brain. So
Absolutely. And if you don't know what a Fitbit is, find your younger American, and they will be happy to explain it to you. Another intergenerational way to connect.
Another way to
Exercise within the family. I love
Right.
it. All right, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. We come back, we're going to talk a little bit more specifically about Paradise, about your job, and how you really work in the home to promote this idea of healthy, safe, and creative aging. We'll be right back. The Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute is a professional music therapy practice serving medical, community, and educational settings throughout Southeast Florida. With our experienced team of 11 board-certified music therapists, we use music and research-based therapeutic interventions to help individuals of all ages and abilities reach their goals and increase their quality of life. For more information on our services and programs, please visit our website at pbmti.com. Engage with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or call us at 561-747-9944. Are you a music therapist or part of the music therapy community? If so, we're excited to announce Aria. Aria is a mobile app that provides tools, resources, and community for today's modern music therapist. You can plan, implement, and share music therapy interventions with the community, keep track of your schedule and contacts, and learn from other members in our community section. Best of all, Aria is free. Visit arianow.com to get started today. You are listening to Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. If you'd like to join the conversation, the toll-free number is 888-565-1470. Now back to the show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are listening to and watching Connections. I'm your host, Bree Gordon. Thank you so much, whether you're joining us on our new home at 95, I guess we're not that new anymore, but I'm still excited about 95.3 FM, 1470 AM, or we have a live video streaming at facebook.com/connections by Aria. If you've missed any portion of this program or you need to step away for a while, good news. All of our shows are recorded and archived and will be stored there on the Facebook page. You can come back to it at any time. Watch it as many times as you'd like. If you have any questions, feedback, comments, anything you'd like maybe for us to talk about on the show or to share some experiences in your own life, feel free to reach out to us there on Facebook, or you can call into the show at 888-565-1470. Before I go any further, I totally forgot to do this earlier, but if you have been listening to the program, you know that I'm very active in volunteering with a local chapter of our Alzheimer's Association, and more recently, the Young Professionals Against Alzheimer's, and we have something really, really cool coming up. The longest day, you hear me talk about the walk a lot. The next biggest fundraising effort that the Alzheimer's Association does is called the Longest Day, which is planned around the summer solstice, which is the longest day. And this idea that it's all about doing what you love. So spending the longest day of the year doing what you love. And while you're just doing what you love anyways, raise some money. Raise some money towards research and education and awareness efforts and advocacy efforts, for Alzheimer's disease. And so, what do I love? Shocker, I love a couple things. I love singing. I love getting together with friends, and I love being out in our beautiful community. So I decided to combine all those things with my good friend Whitney, and we are putting together a celebrity-judged karaoke contest that's happening not June 21st, but June 22nd. So after you've done all your, maybe what you individually love on the longest day, then you come over to my longest day on June 22nd, second longest day, I guess. And we are going to have 10 contestants, which are the spots are almost filled up. So if you are interested in this, contact me as soon as possible. You can do that right through the Facebook page or calling into the show. But we're almost filled up with contestants. And so we have 10 contestants singing their karaoke pick. Our celebrity judges, which I'm not going to reveal quite yet, but they're pretty cool. You do know them, are going to be selecting 3 to move on, and then somebody is going to have bragging rights of the longest day karaoke champion. We're going to be at the Dubliner at Meisner Park in Boca. So again, this is June 22nd from 6 to 9. If you're not interested in singing, that's okay. We want to have you there as a guest. We'll have a $30 ticket price, which include food, 1 beverage, and a donation to the Alzheimer's Association. So contact me through the Facebook page or call into the show. You can also email me at Bree, B-R-E-E, at pbmti.com. I'm saying this a little while out in case there's anyone that wants to get involved from the singing, but I'll keep reminding you, don't worry. It's going to be an amazing event. I just put it up on Facebook last night. There was already 35 people RSVP'd, and I think I have 9 out of 10 spots filled for the karaoke. So people are really excited about this. I know a lot of the singers, they're incredible. This is going to be really tough. It's not going to be like your average Applebee's karaoke night. Not to knock Applebee's. I've done Applebee's karaoke. It's a lot of fun, but we're stepping the game up a little bit. It's going to be tough. It's going to be amazing. So I hope to see you there. Okay, back to Sherry. I knew if I didn't stop to do that, because I love our conversation, that I would forget. In fact, my producer called me and was like, you need to talk about that. So thanks, Freddie. Appreciate you keeping me on track. All right, so we're here with Sherry Picker from Paradise Home Healthcare, and we are talking about specifically the importance of keeping someone in their home, aging in their home, in a safe environment, in a healthy environment, and in a way that it allows them to express and embrace their creativity. So not only are they, surviving in their home, they're thriving in their home. They have their quality of life back. They have joy in their life. They have opportunities for connection with friends or family. So what is one way that you would say, and I know it's kind of cool that I kind of challenged you with this idea of looking at your business, which you know in and out, and you represent every day, from a creative perspective. And I love how this got your own creative juices flowing. So if you wouldn't mind just sharing, like, how does Paradise as a business bring creativity into the home and promote that?
Well, thank you. We do it in a number of ways. First and foremost, we're called in when people are not at their best. We're called in either post-surgery, post-rehab, hip replacement, accident, whatever, or we're there for a long time because it's a degenerative disease and Alzheimer's, a Parkinson's. We're very active with the Parkinson's Foundation. Mm-hmm. So, and their walk is in November.
Hey, we'll have you back for
You
that.
have more time to plan. But so we realize we're not meeting people at their best. So what we do is really to try to make a good match. Home care is a matchmaking service with a lot of extra variables thrown in. So, I'll meet with the family, I'll meet with a prospective client, find out what the presenting problem is, why they're calling now, get a sense of what kind of care plan they need, what they need help with, what their expectations are. And that's like the mechanics of home care. But what I like to do is I have to find out the personality, because we're making a match. Mm-hmm. And we want to set everybody up for success. So, I always ask, what did they do before they retired? So I know if they're a type A person, if they were, a leader of a big company or a technician or whatever. And then I like to know, what their plan is, what they see themselves doing now and a couple years into the future. And then I always ask, what do you do for fun? And most people, unhappily so, most people say fun, like, I don't have fun anymore. Mm. A lot of people will rattle off all the things they like to do. So, it's very individualized, but it puts the idea in their mind of, what do you enjoy doing? Mm-hmm. What can the aide do with you together? So a lot of times it's cooking. So, our pool of workers in South Florida from the islands is a different style of cooking, different ingredients, different flavors. So cooking is a big thing where they can teach them how to make either a lasagna or a gefilte fish or jerk chicken. Mm-hmm. So that's a good way to start it. What amazes me about home care is you're putting two strangers together, and somehow magically within really like 2 or 3 days, there's a rapport and a relationship established. I mean, that's the gold standard, and that's when the magic begins. Mm. So And I find out really from the family a little bit about the person and from the person themselves what they like to do. If they like to read, then you're going to the library.
Yeah.
If you like, if you like animals but can't have a dog anymore or a pet anymore, what some of our aides have done is they'll go to a dog park. They'll find the local dog park and they'll go and sit in the dog park or go to like a PetSmart and look at the cats and things.
I love that.
So there's a lot of creative ways to do things, even if the person isn't as mobile or might not have all the cognitive ability. Emotion is always present, no matter what the disability or the challenge. Emotion is always a constant till maybe it goes past our expiration date. I don't know yet, but it's certainly a lifelong characteristic of being human. So once we get an idea of the personality, if they want to be the boss, if they want to, have somebody hover or just have somebody check in, it's all individual. That's the part that really helps the person. Our aides will obviously do exercises with them, walk with them, get them out of the house, help sort through things. A lot of times it's like, hey, have you thought about doing a video? They'll help people, with technology, which is a big deal. And just whatever their interest is, try to bolster it. One idea that I did read about, and if we're trying to put into practice with someone who likes gardening, if you can't bend down and get up and lug the dirt and do all the mechanics of gardening, there's a whole industry of tabletop gardening where they're in like little containers. So you might not be growing all the things you used to, but you can still get your hands in dirt.
Yes, yeah.
And I think from what I observe as a professional and just as a person, is a lot of times people, as they age, their world gets smaller. They lose people, family, friends, mobility, health, whatever it is. If your world gets too small, you're not getting out of bed anymore. You're not getting out of your bedroom, and that's the road to disaster. So if we can keep your world big or large and do things a little bit differently, I mean, some of it's creativity and some of it's just adaptability. If you can't drive anymore, it doesn't mean you can't ever leave your house.
Right.
And especially today with Uber and with just talking to a taxi company, making some phone calls and get a steady taxi service, or Palm Tran in Palm Beach County, or Tops in Broward. There's different ways of doing things, and that's one of the things that, as a social worker, I try to bring resources. I try to make connections for people. We do a lot of networking. That's how we connected. But I just like to see what they need and get them connected to the right thing. If you love to read and you have macular degeneration, the Library of Congress is at your fingertips with like JBI talking books.
Yeah,
so
true.
it's just putting things together. But the person has to realize, I can't do what I did the way I did it, but I'm not finished.
Yeah.
So that's
a couple points that I want to just piggyback. I love so much about what you said, but I think it's unique and creative in itself that you're in a position representing your business, that you're a social worker.
Thank you. I think so too.
Yeah. And I think that gives you a unique perspective when you're talking about this, that the core of it is this rapport, this relationships of understanding people. I mean, you've studied the science of understanding people. How do you think that's influenced your business or Paradise?
Well, because we go beyond home care. So, I mean, we're really a senior services company with our focus on home care. But, I go to a lot of networking events or listen to webinars and things, not because I mean, obviously I want referrals. It pays my mortgage. Keeps us in business.
I understand that.
I'm looking for people that I can refer to, that I can make a connection to for whatever their service. If it's grab bars, if it's an elder law attorney, if it's a music therapist, if it's someone who will go into the house and write checks for people, whatever it is. A whole different part of our approach is doing a lot of talking and programming in the community. So whether it's independent assisted living, senior centers, JCCs, synagogues, do a lot of synagogues. I like to be able to bring people with a knowledge base and an expertise that's fun to listen to and has something that can impact their lives immediately. When you are in front of a group of people, you immediately impact them. I look at their feet and I see when they start tapping their feet and they start swaying and they instantly by rote sing along. Another one of my speakers does home safety, remodeling, and she's just brought so many simple tips of just there. You can go to Lowe's. There's these stick-on lights that you can put, on the wall. They're sensor, activated from your bedroom to your bathroom at night. It lights up the way. They're maybe $10, $15 a piece. How cool is that?
I love that. And I think there's so much value, and like you're saying too, is sometimes it's that simple.
Right.
But you don't, I mean, I
Right.
think so much, and we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, but before we do, I just want to leave with this thought, and we'll kind of follow back up on it. But I think that so much of these limitations, many of them obviously are physical and
Right.
mobility related, but a lot of it is limitations we put on ourselves, and it's based around this fear, a fear of these changes happening. And so that's how a lot of our activities get affected.
Right.
So I think this increased awareness, education, going out into the
Right.
community, and also realizing you don't have to, you move into some place that's got all this hooked up.
Right.
You don't need to have all this. Here are some simple tips that you can do
Right.
yourself to empower yourself. We were talking about empowered aging last week,
Right.
to stay safe, in your home. So, all right, we're going to follow up back on that, and specifically how you can get in touch with Sherry if you're interested about learning more about Paradise or having her speak at your organization. We'll take a quick commercial break. Be right back. The Palm Beach Music Therapy Institute is a professional music therapy practice serving medical, community, and educational settings throughout Southeast Florida. With our experienced team of 11 board-certified music therapists, we use music and research-based therapeutic interventions to help individuals of all ages and abilities reach their goals and increase their quality of life. For more information on our services and programs, please visit our website at pbmti.com. Engage with us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or call us at 561-747-9944. Are you a music therapist or part of the music therapy community? If so, we're excited to announce Aria. Aria is a mobile app that provides tools, resources, and community for today's modern music therapist. You can plan, implement, and share music therapy interventions with the community, keep track of your schedule and contacts, and learn from other members in our community section. Best of all, Aria is free. Visit arianow.com to get started today. You are listening to Palm Beach Music Therapy Connections. If you'd like to join the conversation, the toll-free number is 888-565-1470. Now back to the show. Right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You are listening to and watching Connections. I'm your host, Bree Gordon. I'm here with Sherry Picker from Paradise Home Healthcare, and we realized that, we've been talking about all the specifics of creativity and how to keep people at home and how home care can help with that you might not know what home care does, or when is the right time to call in home care, and when and why that's an option. So I'm going to let you take it away on that topic.
Okay, well, thank you, Bree.
Absolutely.
Home care is a very umbrella term. You can tell me you're getting home care for your mom, and I'm not really sure what you're getting.
Right.
So it could be Medicare, medical home care like therapies, or it can be private duty home care. So I think of private duty like a Chinese menu. Column A is personal care, the activities of daily living, whether full out help or just minor assistance, standby with bathing, dressing, transferring, getting up and down, walking, feeding if need be, and help in the bathroom. And then column B is maintaining the household. So that's the cooking, the laundry, changing the linen, shopping, going to appointments, and doing fun things. So we include some light housekeeping, but overall it's just maintaining things. If someone's out of surgery or, there's physical limitations, it's not safe for them to be carrying, their groceries upstairs anymore. So that's what home care does. It enables people to remain in their home safely, and when home care enters the home, for whatever the precipitating event is, hygiene improves, nutrition improves, safety improves, depressions or sadness decrease. There's socialization. There's somebody to do things with, and that fear of falling which limits people to the nth degree, even if they haven't fallen. They see people falling, so they feel more secure, and they're empowered. They're enabled to go and do things that they enjoy.
Absolutely.
So home care does a lot of things, and it enables you to be, as yourself.
My background, is working 7 years in hospice care, which is what brought me down here, and I worked in homes then, and worked doing kind of companion care from when I was a kid. My mom owned a home care business in New York, and so I saw that intensely being working for her for so long. But then in working in hospice care, when there's a an expectancy of 6 months or less of for the diagnosis, and we would just see people thrive when someone was just coming into the home.
Yeah.
I mean, just something to look forward to, a social visit to look forward to, made such a physical impact. It was incredible.
Right. People tend to wait too long to get home care. They wait too long to move into a senior community, and they definitely wait too long to get all the pluses and advantages of hospice care. So, the sooner you when you qualify, the sooner you get all the services, and they're covered by Medicare.
Yeah.
The better off you're going to be, and you'll extend your life. I think they can do it by like 21, 22 days. Some of the local hospices here. That's valuable time at the end.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah, it absolutely is. If you think about some of the moments and the verbal and nonverbal that occur in that last time, it's pretty impactful.
I mean, scientific research is endless on how contact and conversation. We're social beings, and even if you're introvert, wherever you have to meet the person where they are, that's okay. It's it makes their heart ping.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. If someone is listening or watching tonight and you have struck a chord with them, music pun intended.
Don't worry, I will not sing.
I heard her singing earlier. It was actually really quite lovely.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, if you just
will not hear me sing.
remember what I said in the beginning. It may not be Carnegie Hall. If it brings you joy, right? Want to promote that. In the car, in the shower.
You'll see me singing in the car.
In the car, there we go. I approve of that. So, but if something Sherry has said tonight about home care, either for yourself, for a loved one, if it's something professionally you're interested in learning more about, if you own a community or an organization or a faith-based organization where you'd like her to speak, how can people get in touch with you?
Well, very easy. There's a number of ways. They can email me at Sherry, SHERRY, at paradisehomehealthcare.com. They can call us at 561-672-7170. They can go on our Facebook page or our website, which is paradisehomehealthcare.com.
Lovely. And not a franchise, you're a local?
No, we're a local, family-owned. Linda Lamont founded the company about 6 years ago.
We hope you feel better, Linda.
Right. Hope she threw her back out. And we're licensed in Broward and Palm Beach County from Hallandale to Jupiter. And we went from the old standard 4-hour minimum to a 2-hour minimum a couple of years ago because we realized that no one really wants home care. It's a good starting point to at least get a little help. If you have 2 hours twice a week, you can get laundry and shopping done and showers done. So it's a good way for the person to start if they're gun shy. And sometimes, people don't need 4 hours of care, and they'll do without rather than pay for the extra time that they don't need. So that's one of the things that makes us different as well.
Excellent. And just one more time with phone number and email.
Okay, so it's Sherry, SHERRY, at paradisehomehealthcare.com. And the number is 561-672-7170.
Perfect. In our remaining few moments here, this is, again, and I think I mentioned this earlier, but one of the things that I feel so grateful for in our line of work is this opportunity to learn, from others. And because if I am so lucky to age myself, I know there's no secrets, but, I love to just hear people's stories of different ways that they've stayed, young, vibrant, healthy, happy, and, or feeling young, I should say.
Right.
I think one of my favorite stories was I asked someone, I was visiting her in her home on her patio by her pool, beautiful. She was like 102 years old. And I said, "What is the secret?" And she said, "Whiskey and a cigarette every day." I said, "I'm probably not going to follow that one, but I appreciate the advice."
Right. I've heard that too.
Yeah, have you heard that too?
I've heard that too.
Yeah,
Have a good drink every night.
Yeah. With a cigarette, though?
Not with the cigarette. that's definitely a right.
Okay,
that's definitely a
service,
but have your cocktail.
Yeah, right. Have your
Do
gin and tonic, whatever.
Do what you enjoy.
Yeah.
And hang around younger people.
Okay, is that what
a
you've
lot
heard?
of people? Yeah, a lot
Okay.
of people say, "Oh, I stay with younger people. I don't go with the old folks."
Okay, see, this is like my grandma. My grandma's 95 and she still works. And I'm like, this is opposite. I'm like, you have to come to Florida. You were supposed to be here before me. She's like, I don't have a job in Florida.
Wow.
I'm like, yeah.
Wow. She's a super senior.
She is. Oh, she
super
absolutely
senior,
is. So
yeah.
she is one of those that I definitely look to as a model.
Longevity's looking good for you.
I know. That's why I got to
hope you had
get all
her
the advice.
genes.
That's
Right.
right. Absolutely. I just wondered, do you have a favorite story? That you've heard from a
My
client?
absolute favorite story, I used to work with a local community service, and on Fridays I was on the intake desk. So a lady called in. I think she was like 86. She lived in Boca, and I had my questions to ask. Asked a lot of regular questions, and then do you drink? No. Do you smoke? No. Said like, you don't drink, you don't smoke. What do you do? And she said, well, I have a husband. I rolled.
Perfect.
This was like, I think 12 years ago. Still
That's
my favorite food.
amazing. I love it. And don't you do a community presentation on that topic?
Yeah, we do a lot. We have a sequence called Grandma Googles, and one of the weeks of it is online dating for the not so old. And
The super seniors.
The super seniors, the
Yeah.
people that want to just meet other people. It's a 6-part series, or you can pick any of the 6 that you want, but one of it's the online dating. Another one that's really pertinent to creativity and everything is we'll explore some of the popular websites like TED Talks and
Great.
YouTube,
YouTube's huge.
Pandora.
Yep.
Opens up a complete new world.
Watching someone in our aging community, a senior, watch big band recording on YouTube is some of the most
Right.
impactful things. I mean,
Right.
and I promote live music, and I've
Right.
just seen that. I can't create
Right.
that moment.
They can see Frank Sinatra in
It's
concert
amazing.
again.
Yeah, absolutely.
It opens up a complete world that they didn't know,
Yep,
and then they can
yep.
share. And
Yes.
it's just, I try to explain to them that your grandchildren won't call you. They don't live in a phone world. They live in a text world.
Right.
And if you can, send them a YouTube.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
the coolest grandma on the block.
Absolutely.
And they're gonna,
That is a pro tip from us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
Right.
forget whatever you picked earlier in the show to be creative.
Yeah.
Send your grandchild to YouTube. That's so
Right,
cool. I love that
right.
idea.
Get on the internet highway.
Yes.
The way I describe it to them is, we ask, what do you use your smartphone or computer for? And it's usually just email.
Right.
And some people are on social media like Facebook, and that's like having a car,
Yeah.
and you just listen to the radio and have the air conditioning on, but you haven't gotten on the highway yet.
Right,
And
right.
we're going to put you on the highway. Whatever you're interested. Pinterest is a huge thing, and Meetup.
Yeah.
People never heard of Meetup.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're
These are great ideas. I
Yeah.
wish we had another hour just go into this. Check out Cyber Seniors if you haven't
I
already.
certainly
That is
will.
an awesome documentary.
Right,
Promotes
right.
a lot of what we're talking about.
Okay.
Sherry, thank you so much from Paradise Home
you.
Healthcare. I love having this conversation with
Thank
you.
you.
I hope you'll come back another time. We can continue.
Anytime. I'll be
Wonderful.
happy to.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for listening and watching from home. We'll see you next week. Have a great one. Thank you for listening to Connections. We hope you enjoyed today's program and discover new ways to bring creativity into your home or place of work. If you have any questions for our host Bree or today's guest, please email them at bree@pbmti.com or call at 561-747-9944. Thank you for sharing the music with us.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.